Ako ba ang first guest mo?
Ever.
Ever? Ano pangalan ng show?
Wala pilot pala.
Pilot ka namin.
Oo nga, you need a name for your show.
Tulungan mo na lang kami mamaya. Raymund, it is such an honor. You know, on my way here, kumakanta ako ng Ligaya. Tapos kagabi, nagpa-practice ako. Sabi ko sa asawa ko, 3 oras na ako nagpapakyut sa'yo. Ano pa, tas, di ba meron pang part yun, may line, yung parang pati misis mo ginagawa. Ano?
Thesis!
Thesis!
Gagawin ko ang lahat,
Ayun,
pati ang
sabi ko sa asawa ko,
misis mo.
gagawin ko
Mas
ang
maganda
lahat.
yung lyrics mo.
Sabi ko sa asawa ko, gagawin ko ang lahat, pati ang misis mo. Sabi ko, ba't ganun yung lyrics nila?
Yeah, papalitan na. Starting today, that will be the official lyric.
Sabi ng asawa ko, thesis, hindi misis.
Mas gusto ko
Sabi
yung misis.
Sabi ko, well, yun na yung song mo ngayon. Gagawin mo na lahat, pati misis mo.
Pati ang misis mo.
Sige, but
Gagawin ko ng lahat, pati ang misis mo.
but it's such an honor to, you know, have you today on our first ever session. Episode. Syempre, I know you as a person, but everybody knows you as, you know, the man. Ano ka ba?
I know you from going up hill, umuulan,
Yes.
in your Tory Burch
I know.
sandals. Maputek.
At I don't want to do the honor of introducing you, but maybe, you know, for our followers, if you could tell us about yourself, diba? Your career, your history, whatever you want to share.
Okay, I'm a musician. I've been a professional musician since I've been a musician since I was a kid. I've always wanted to be a professional musician. Professional meaning you get paid. So I started getting paid in 1993. So I've been a professional musician since 1993. My most well-known band is, of course, the Eraserheads. We formed it in college in 89. And I think we were together until around 2000s. We disbanded, had a few reunions, we're on and off again. And then I'm also currently in several bands, Sandwich and Pedicab. And I also do some production work for other artists. So basically, mostly music.
You know, syempre, diba, I'm a mom myself. And at a very young age, you would discover talent with your kids. With you, how was it like growing up? Kasi you mentioned na parang you've always loved and enjoyed music, and it's good that you can make money out of your passion. How did you know that this was something that you wanted to pursue, and what were the challenges?
Before wanting to be a musician, I think I wanted to be just like any kid, you wanted to be a soldier or an astronaut or a dinosaur.
Dinosaur?
Oh, paglaki mo gusto ko maging dinosaur, di ba? And then, one day, it's so clear in my mind, my Tita Linda, my mom's sister, bought a portable keyboard. Bago lang yun nung 80s ng early 80s. And it was in their house here in Cubao. Tapos, she started playing it and I was just hooked. I just wanted to play it and I didn't. Hindi naman niya ako anak, pero ako yung bumaba doon. Everybody got tired of it after like 5 minutes. Tapos, cut to a few months or a couple of years later, one summer, naisip ng mga parents namin, parents and titos and titas, to send all the kids to music school, maybe to shut us up during the summer, di ba? Parang, so we piled into a Toyota Tamaraw, like maybe 10 of us, siblings and cousins. And then pumasok kami sa Yamaha School of Music. So I was assigned to play the organ, some kids piano, some kids guitar. And then every week somebody would drop out. Hanggang mag-isa na lang ako, parang because I really, really enjoyed it. Hanggang hindi na kami hinahatid kasi ako na lang mag-isa. So I had to commute like 2 towns away by bus at like maybe 10 or 11 years old. Probinsya to so...
Saan yung probinsya mo? Sa Cubao?
Quezon, sa Quezon.
Akala ko sa Cubao
Sa Quezon. But you wouldn't do that now. Send your 11-year-old kid, di ba?
Yes.
Pasakay ng bus nang walang telepono.
Yes.
I really, really enjoyed it.
What was it about it? Kasi syempre, 'di ba, parang at 10, 11 years old.
At 8?
Oh, exactly.
At 8,
Ang
like
trip ng mga
parang-
bata dyan, di ba? Parang iba.
Hindi, pareho din.
Text.
Like,
Text, alam mo yung text?
Yes,
O, nung
yes.
panahon na ba yun, meron
Ganun
na?
din, nung bata, like, sipa,
Kalye.
umakit
Yes.
sa puno, tumatakbo, nagbi-BMX. But I had music all the time. Parang, kasali lang siya doon. The other kids, maybe didn't like it. I just liked it. Parang, trip mo lang yun. Hindi naman ako hinas. Hindi naman ako parang music lang. No. It was, I was out in the streets din.
Oh, habang nagpapatintero ka, kumakanta-kanta ka. Oh, pag lumusot ka dyan.
Hindi ako kumanta
tatayuin
until
kita, ganyan.
later na when our singer left. That was also an accident why I started to sing. Singing was the last thing I did.
Did you ever think at an early age that
Yes,
you
because
will be
I
a
had,
musician?
my dad had a cousin who was a professional musician in Japan. And he was the coolest. So umuwi siya every few years. He had the coolest clothes, he had the coolest instruments. He was just different. He was especially in the 80s, magkakamukha yung buong town magkakamukha. And then your second uncle comes from Japan, mukhang alien yun.
Oo.
'Di ba? Para iba
Ang
yung
cool
lakad
niya.
niya, iba yung sobra niyang cool. Para,
Amoy Japan.
Amoy Japan. Yes. Pwede palang trabaho yun. Because my parents worked in the bank. So, corporate sila lahat. And everybody else in the family, nobody was a professional musician except for that guy. But my dad would hang out with him and he would like get his guitar and sing sa inuman, sa bahay. And I was the only kid like mesmerized listening to them singing.
And nung time ba na yan, parang did you ever wonder na magja-Japan ka o magiging banda ka sa Pilipinas?
That's a good question. So in high school, we eventually formed the band in high school with my neighbors and classmates, yung ganon. And then nung mag-graduate namin nung 4th year, walang pera yung folks ko at the time. Nag-close yung company where my dad worked. Biglaan. Parang everybody got laid off and then paano ako mag-aaral? So it was either you get a scholarship or you're going to work. So either pumasa ako UP or sasama ako kay Tito sa Japan. Which was like interesting to me, parang pareho yung okay, di ba? Pag pumasa ako, di magka-college ako. Pero pag hindi ako pumasa, punta akong Japan, di ba? It was both a good choice. Pero pumasa akong UP, so...
Why was that the choice? Kasi alam mo, what's interesting about you, again ha, magsi-stereotype lang ako dito. Parang pag inisip mo, banda to, musician to, rockstar to, 'di ba? Ang choiceness nito palaging hindi tuwid. But you went to college, you commute even if it meant na, 'di ba, para mapatuloy mo yung piano lessons mo. Parang you were always very determined. Where do you get that determination at a very young age and to make clear decisions?
It wasn't clear. I think I just enjoyed it. It wasn't, hindi naman siya pinilit sa akin. I just liked it. Parang, do you want to continue lessons? Okay. I think a motivation,
Yes.
I tell the kids, but I have nephews parang, they're learning drums or they're learning piano pero hindi pa seryoso. Sabi ko, wait till they meet girls. I think that's the biggest motivation. Nung nagbinata ako, parang, I was like playing music, but it felt like I'm playing parang Jolens or basketball or bike. Iba pala yung epekto ng music sa girls.
Naman.
May superpower pala yun.
Naman.
And we didn't have the resources. We didn't have a lot of money. We didn't have teachers. You have to go to a different town. We didn't have equipment. We didn't have the internet. You only had like a few magazines na parang paano ba ginagawa to or paano ba tong sound na to? How do you play this or how does it work? Mga ganon.
But despite all the challenges, walang internet, walang resources, walang pera, walang references, 'di ba? Saan mo hinuhugot yung drive mo?
I don't know. I've never been asked that question. If I look at everybody who's a professional musician, everybody went through the similar things. A few years ago, si Ryan Cayabyab had a music camp. They would audition kids from around the country to be the future
Smoky Mountain, ganon?
parang ganon. Pero they would audition mga, and then they would get maybe, I don't know the number, mga 50 kids na imi-mentor ng everybody from Gary Granada to Gary Valenciano. Si Ellie was there and I was there. May mentors, and then it's a songwriting camp. And then these are the best of the best.
Yes.
Like, I've seen the auditions. These kids can play, can sing, can rap, can perform. But then yung sumikat from those camps a few years ago, sina Ben and sila yung may crazy eyes. But everybody was good. Parang, okay, if you look at TikTok, madami magaling. Sobrang dami. If you go to the churches, parang galing tumugtog. You go to the schools, but I think you gotta be a little crazy. So I know I'm a little bit crazy. I know my friends are a little bit crazy. So
Very good point yan, ha? Is hard work enough to be good enough? Because especially in a country like Philippines, Diyos ko po, lahat kumakanta, di ba? Maghihiwa ng sibuyas, kumakanta. We're all very musically inclined, but not everyone is gifted. But especially like what you shared just right, parang shared now, na these people are the best of the best, hardworking.
yes.
But what do you think separates talent?
I don't think it's the talent because everybody had the talent nga eh. They would jam like almost 24 hours and everybody would be singing and playing. Pero yung iba yung may parang killer instinct eh, di ba? Parang
Paano nade-develop yun? Nade-develop ba yun?
hindi
O
yata
pinanganak
eh.
ka ng ganun?
Hindi ko alam paano na-activate eh. Magandang question yan. Kung pinanganak ka bang ganun o may yung tawag ng ibang tao, parang gutom to eh. I think talent madali lang eh. Madaming may talent eh. Pero iba yung drive yata yung hahanapin ko. Parang most of my bandmates we are not very talented, technically gifted musicians. But I think we have the drive and the crazy eyes, I think. None of the heads can play as well as the kids now. Even my current bands, we can't play or sing well. But we had punk rock in the 80s. And it taught us na parang you don't need to be very talented. You just have to do it. You just gotta put in the work and you have to enjoy it. Madami yung magaling na kids eh. My daughter can sing better than me. And she can memorize melodies and lyrics like on the fly. But she doesn't want to be a musician. Tinuro ko sa kanya yung everything that I know. Sabi ko, because it's my trade. I have to teach you.
Yes.
Pero hindi niya pinili maging musician. Alam ko na yon, bata pa siya. Kailangan ko lang ituro. Sabi ko, just like kunwari, chef ako, tuturo kita magluto. But you don't have to be a chef. Diba? Ituturo ko lang sa yung alam ko as a parent. Pero you gotta choose your own, diba, journey. Diba? Pero her drive is this, I can see her drive similar to mine. She's doing it in her corporate job.
When you go back to Eraserheads, for instance, that time, can you still remember when was that big break? Did you ever think that it would get this far? And how did you handle, at a very young age, how did you handle success?
Very poorly.
Gosh, you're so honest.
I think we were determined at the start, we just wanted to play a show in campus. So
Saan ba
iba-ibang
yung sunken garden?
hindi pa nga eh. We just wanted to play any show in campus.
With bayad o wala?
Walang bayad nung araw.
So basta mag-play
Hindi
lang.
ka babayaran until, 'di ba? Until hinanap ka na, hindi ka babayaran.
Pero nung fino-form nyo ba yung banda nyo, in your head, inisip nyo na parang, sana kumita tayo dito, sana maging trabaho natin.
That's
Kasi
the last.
we just wanna
But that's
enjoy.
different for different people. But I never, to this day, I think I'm wrong, but I never think about the business side.
That time.
No, to this day.
Even to this day.
Then. But that's me. Pero I'm lucky enough to have bandmates or managers na who would take care of the business part. Whenever I start a band, I never think about album sales or fans or I just want to play. But that's me. It's not the same for everybody. So we just wanted to play a show in the campus. And then when we were playing shows, we wanted to play the UP Fair. And then eventually you want to record a demo, which was almost impossible back in the day because we didn't have equipment, no computers. So we had to find people who would, diba, help us do it. And then eventually you get signed and release albums. There was no roadmap. Wala kaming mentors din at the time. So, bara-bara, hula-hula. We went through several managers, and then in the end, it was all, I think, part of the reason the band broke up. Kasi parang we were getting pulled in different directions and we didn't know how to manage everything else. The only thing we knew how to do was the music. And then nung hindi na balanse, parang we just had to, diba, break up.
When you think about your band, parang I read somewhere na you guys are a band, but outside of the band, 'di ba? You don't hang out as friends.
That's the Heads.
That's Eraserheads.
Yes.
Yes.
But not the other bands.
Yes.
Okay.
Personally, as HR, I always say to the employees, you're here to work. Bonus na lang kapag nagkaroon ka ng kaibigan sa trabaho. Kasi sa workplace, 'di ba? We're all bought into the vision of the company, the goal of the company, the mission of the company, but we're not family. But in your case kasi you guys are a band. How was it possible? Or is it really possible na banda kayo, together, magkasama kayo, nagtutour kayo, pero hindi kayo friends?
I think the chemistry is just musical for us. If you put us in a room with instruments, we could just jam forever and make music forever. But outside, parang we don't know what to do with each other. Sometimes we would hang out, just like you say, parang sa office, sometimes you go out for drinks or whatnot or dinner. Pero hindi kayo nagtatawagan. Alam mo yun?
Is that where the shift happens? Because 'di ba, when you're so passionate about something, you just do it without expectation of it being a job or being paid.
I'll simplify it. For me, parang how much would it take for me para makipagbati sa kanilang lahat?
Bakit magkaaway ba kayo?
Oh, yung 10 years, magkaaway kami. Usually yung pinag-aawayan ng bands, mababaw lang yan. Tapos lumalaki lang and then parang, I just can't deal with you anymore. You're not even getting paid well, diba, during that time. When you get asked to get back together, how much would it take for you to squash the beef? And I have a rule. I don't know if it's the same rule as my bandmates, pero my dear friend and bandmate Diego Castillo from Sandwich told me this. If you take the money, you have to forget everything. Because there's a code on stage na dapat pure yung music. Hindi pwedeng may sama ka pa rin ng loob.
In corporate, we call that stay professional.
Yan.
Diba?
Stay professional.
Kasi you're a professional.
Huwag ka mag-inarte.
You're paid.
Yes.
So please do your job.
Yes.
May issue ka, I paid for the issue.
Yes.
Diba? You're being paid
True.
here.
I agree.
If you're unhappy, go someplace else. So was the driver there? Kasi syempre the shift from nung bata ka, the passion was the
Yes,
driver.
because the music is still pure. Diba? I can sing Ligaya with you now with the new lyrics and I'd still love it. Hindi na parang, I don't wanna sing that anymore. Ever. No. The songs are still there. Hindi naman sila kasali dun sa away eh. Parang they're the kids eh. Hindi kasali yun sa away. Di ba? Pag naghiwalay kayo mag-asawa, hindi kasali yung kids.
What hindered you from being Raymond the friend?
No, we would try, but sometimes we're so different people already that we would always clash at some point.
And is it the difference in terms of belief system, values that you
Everything, yes. I agree. You've grown as different people na.
You've grown
Sometimes,
apart.
yes. We would try. You would try to fix our relationships. It would get better sometimes, and sometimes like the next day, hindi na naman para okay. I'm not surprised anymore.
And do you think pride yun?
Among other things.
So I ask you, looking back, diba? Now, looking at now, parang, is there trust and respect in the relationship?
I think so, yes.
But looking forward, which one is more important to you now?
Always trust.
So can you trust somebody without respecting that person?
Kasama dapat yun eh. Diba? Parang, hindi naman pwedeng magkahiwala yun eh.
Totoo
Parang,
naman.
pwede ba yun? If I trust you but I don't respect you, hindi yata, mahirap.
I can respect you but I don't trust you. Respect because of authority.
So
Fake
trust
respect.
pala ang gusto ko.
Oo, so trust talaga
talaga.
ang gusto. Oo. Tinetest lang kita.
Kasi when you're on stage, kayo lang yun eh.
Do you have any regrets in your life?
Oh, regrets. I have a few, but then again, too many to mention.
Oh, sige, top 2.
Yes. I should have sought out advice from
Professionals.
Yes. I knew, kunwari lang, I knew older musicians. I should have asked.
And what stopped you?
I didn't know.
You didn't know
Now I
any-
know because kunwari may nangyayari sa kids. Pag lumapit to sa akin, alam ko yung sagot eh. Pero hindi ko naman i-offer. Kunwari may young band na nagkakagulo, nakilala mo parang, alam mo yung solution. Pero until lumapit sa akin, hindi ko sasagutin. Pero pag lumapit, ganito lang yun.
Kasi you had to learn it the hard way.
Yeah.
What's your biggest fear now?
Biggest fear? My biggest fear was the pandemic. It was the first time na hindi ka kasali sa equation as a musician. I never feared na I wouldn't be working until the pandemic. Na parang walang saysay yung work mo sa universe. Hindi ka nurse, hindi ka doktor, hindi ka cook or chef.
So, anong ginawa mo nung na-realize mo na, my gosh, diba? The pandemic taught us a lot of things.
In the pandemic, I started goofing around and started shooting videos sa bahay lang and bike videos or whatever.
All
music.
right.
Yeah, all right. And then somebody came up to me and sabi niya, "Are you monetizing your channel?" I was like, I don't understand these things. Sabi ko, plus I don't have I'm not into parang growing following and I'm not into content. I hate the word. But I just like making videos. Kasi yun yung tapos ko ng college eh. Nag-masscom ako eh. So para, pwede ka na pala mag-edit ngayon ng digital na... Anyway, sabi niya, no, you don't earn from monetizing. You earn from selling merchandise. Sabi ko, what kind of merchandise? Sabi niya, di ba barkada mo yung Team Manila people? Sabi ko, yep. Mag-design kayo ng shirts and sell it on each episode. Yan ang bumuhay sa amin sa pandemic. It was paying the bills, the kuryente, yung pagkain. Kasi I was earning 0 pesos as a musician, di ba?
How did that make you feel? Di ba dati, parang andun
Helpless.
ka, tapos biglang...
It was helpless kasi I have to support my daughter, di ba?
Hindi ka nakapag-ipon?
Meron, pero not enough. Hindi mo alam kailan matatapos yung pandemic eh, di ba? Pag, alam mo, mauubos yan eh. Tapos hindi pa siya nagwo-work at the time. She was in school. She handled the business part of the thing. I was handling design and promotions. Yun yung nagtawid sa amin sa pandemic. Unfortunately, it had to stop. It was actually very successful. Pero after the pandemic, I started playing again. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to shoot videos and edit anymore.
Yes,
And then siya naman, she wanted to experience a real job. Okay. So naka-hold yun for a while. The other thing that you were talking about was back in the 2000s, when the Heads disbanded, wala talaga akong ip. As in, wala.
Pero kumikita naman kayo nung time na yon.
Not enough. We didn't know that we were getting na inaano kami nung
Parang Backstreet Boys story ba to?
similar, yes. Unfortunately, because you're just concerned about the music, you don't know na hindi na pala kayo nababayaran or anyway. So nung nag-disband kami, wala akong pera, but I had a child to feed. So I had to take on a day job sa music and advertising. It was easy. Para nung inintroduce ako dun sa work na, this is easy. 30-second clips of music na sasabihin sa'yo kung anong gusto niya. Diba? I want it to sound like the Backstreet Boys in 30 seconds. Cool. It was the easiest job. I got paid. I learned a lot. I had a good boss. Si Dan Hill taught me everything I know about composing music on for advertising and movies and TV shows and scoring and things. Hindi ko kinaya yung clients. Magkaiba kami ng values ng client. They would parang second guess their client and parang, what if we try this? What if we try this? What if, tapos, you would start with a compre, 'di ba? Parang may brief sa'yo, parang do this, parang it's color blue and whatnot, and it's round. So, bibigay mo, submit mo. It's color blue and it's round. And then it goes through a million revisions, and they would wake you up at 2 a.m. for another revision. What broke me was like after several months, yung na-approve was my second revision. Parang nung na-realize ko na parang I worked so hard, pero yung original instinct ko pala yung tama.
Babalikan nila.
Tapos nakita ko sa lahat ng friends ko in that world na nawawala na yung instinct mo.
Yes.
The longer you stay in this lucrative business. Pero working with people, some clients, alam na nila yung gusto nila, di ba? And that's easy, that's the best. Pero some clients talaga na hindi nila alam kung ano. Tapos they would just like get their value for their money that they
Yes.
invested on you as the composer. And sabi ko, what if I put all these hours into another band?
Okay.
And so I put everything in Sandwich.
What did that teach you? Kasi 'di ba, parang some people, they don't have the courage. And that's okay. Probably like 80% of Filipinos that are working, I wouldn't be surprised that if 8 out of 10 kapag nahihirapan sila or na bad trip sila sa boss nila would say na gusto ko na mag-quit. Pero hindi nila tinutuloy. Kasi then marirealize nila yung bills ko, yung tuition fee, yung travel, yung ganyan. Ano na-realize mo sa sarili mo nun?
I really needed to trust my gut all the time. Na I could do better. By the way, the office was great. My office mates were great. My boss was great.
It was a good experience.
It was a good
Yes.
experience. Pero it was killing me.
It was not the right fit for
artistically,
you.
it was
Yes.
killing me. It was killing my heart. It was easy, but I was dying yung ganun. So it wasn't worth it
Pagka
anymore.
nakikipag-break ka, it's not you, it's really
It's
me.
not you, it's
me.
me, yes.
It's my creative, 'di ba? It's my creativity being killed every day.
Yes.
So I gotta follow my gut and go after something I believe in, not go after something I love or want lang.
I think it helped that the band was already existing at the time. It was just not successful yet. It was just, it was just a rock band na just playing gigs. And then everybody had a corporate job. And we all kind of decided to, what if we just put in all the work that we're putting in our corporate jobs into this band, and we recorded our own
So lahat kayo nag-quit.
yes.
All in.
Parang ganun. We didn't necessarily talk about it, pero parang
At walang pilitan.
walang pilitan. No, you can keep your job. Pero everybody was in the same position na parang either bored with their job or didn't like their workplace or didn't like their hours or for whatever reason. Parang, let's put in the work in. We were younger then, diba? We were
30s?
Yeah. I was actually, early 30s. And yung youngest bandmate ko was 10 years younger. So he was 20.
Fresh
Si
out
Mong,
of college.
fresh out of college, and he was working corporate. Parang, let's just focus on the band, and then eventually, it worked. It worked better.
So do you believe that if you want something to be successful, if you want something to be big,
Yes.
you have to be all in?
I agree, because we can't do it now. We've been trying, pero some of them have children, some of them have other concerns. So
Or
hindi na.
dogs.
Parang dati, every day, pwede tayong, we go in the studio, we rehearse, we jam, we perform, and we record. In 1 month, we have, and then we're working on the artwork, and hindi na. May iba ka ng concerns and duties
or priorities.
and priorities. So, which is, hindi ko naman, dumana yun eh. 'Di ba? Dumana yung time na bata kami, we didn't have a lot of extra things to do. Pero,
Iba na siya ngayon.
iba na ngayon. So, mas relax na din naman ngayon.
May moments ba na when you think about your life, the life that you've lived and the life that you're gonna live forward, what do you want people to remember you?
I think the music will just live. But I don't really But this is just me. I don't really think about what other people are thinking about me. Parang for better or worse. Parang, of course, I don't want them to think about me as a bad person. But I don't really, I don't know. I don't really think about parang how I should be remembered, or I'm not an awards kind of person. Although I go to them, di ba? Parang I get invited to these things. If I win something, I accept it, but it's not displayed in my house or anything. It's not. So I don't really.
What do you value now
I just
in your life?
I just like my friends and my close friends and my family and my bands and the music. If the music is pure, it'll live forever. Like there are songs that you listen to na wala na yung mga artists na yun, or they done bad things or whatever, diba? But if the music is honest and pure, I think I could be wrong.
No, I know. Ako personally, yung belief ko sa life is that whatever you do, whether you're in music or in corporate or even bahay lang, when you're coming from a place of honesty,
Honesty, yes.
'di ba? Parang the universe, whether you believe in God or the spirits or whatever, but I believe in God. I've always believed that God will always create that path for you to find fulfillment. Set aside nga yung maging successful at sikat ka pero yung fulfillment in being a person of impact. Hindi impacto, impact.
I agree.
So, do you feel that that resonated with you now when now that you're older?
I think may similarity. A friend told me parang, why do you do this? Why do you play these little shows in little clubs na madumi at wala ka namang bayad, lugi ka pa, binayaran mo yung crew, whatever. Sabi ko, because for me, music is a gift eh. Parang, yung unang palo mo pa lang sa cymbals, bayad ka na eh. Pag binayaran ka pa, bonus na lahat. So parang ganon, parang to be able to play, to be able to do what you wanna do, and then make it a job, parang regalo na yun eh. It's like basketball players playing basketball eh, di ba? They would still play basketball if they're not getting paid. Di ba? In their off time, they're probably shooting hoops in their backyard. Parang ganon.
So
My
you're
brother
gonna be
is
playing until the day you die.
I think I'll die playing. I hope. My brother's an athlete. He's a coach. He's a triathlete. And even off season, he's running and swimming and biking. Like yung long distance and
Yan ang
whatever.
tawag dyan
Diba?
work-life integration.
Diba? And before this, I was playing drums before I came here. Diba? Para, it's a
Pag
gift.
nagdadrive ka ba ganun ka sa manubela?
Kutob
Ilang
mo?
ulit pa ba?
Kutob mo?
Feeling ko, oo.
No, sinundo ko si Eric, I was singing at the top of my lungs to a new song na hindi na age group ko.
Justin Bieber?
Turnstile. It's like the kids love it, but I like it. Di ba? Parang hindi ko na pang age group yun, but I love that man.
If you think about the kids today, the talent today in terms of music, 'di ba? If there's one advice, 'di ba? If they want to really seriously pursue a career in music, what is your advice to them?
You go out and do it. You have no excuse. Because everything is there na eh, di ba? But you gotta go out. I think a lot of very, very brilliant and talented artists are stuck inside their universe. And then, every time somebody would like, Kuya, paano ba Paano ba kami
Kuya
tumugtog?
talaga,
Kuya,
hindi
tito,
tito.
bakit hindi ako nakakatugtog? You gotta go out. If you look at everybody from any generation right now, from Gen Z to boomers to Gen Alphas who are currently playing and gigging, they're always out even if they're not playing. They're supporting their own scene. And it's different scenes from show bands to indie rock to metalheads and the reggae people. But you gotta find your tribe. You gotta go out and be part of that tribe.
We were talking about this na kasi throughout your life, you've never encountered HR. In a band, 'di ba? In a band, sa band nyo ba merong HR?
Yes. I think we should. You should advise all the band people.
Why do you
I
think
swear. After you advised Erica, parang that makes a lot of sense. She should advise.
baka mapanood ng
Yes,
boss niya to?
totoo. Band people, musicians should talk to you.
Why do you think they need an HR?
Para ibang perspective. From a corporate perspective, because we are all, most of us are artists and very, 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 very emotional. And
Hindi naman passionate. Let's use the word passionate.
see, pinalitan mo na yung ano, ang ganda, di ba? Parang emo passion. Anyway, pero but you get it. I swear I'm not lying.
Sige.
All my friends should talk to you. I should like I'm in between managements, right? My band's in between managements right now. We should have talked to you first. Would have saved us a lot of grief.
Why do you think that?
We've never encountered it. Parang hindi mo alam that you know it existed in a different world. But now parang talking to you and watching you work and watching your channel, parang we all need this because it's a job, it's a profession. You got to be professional and you have to deal with people and clients and diba?
Yes.
And egos.
Yes, definitely. Egos, yes. Grabe naman, hindi ako ready sa pagiging honest mo. Char, joke lang. But thank you, Raymond, for being here. You know, this is our first ever, ano ba tawag dito?
Episode.
Oh, this is our first ever shift to our usual so this means a lot for me being with somebody authentic as you. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, and I know we will talk again soon, and I will
Yes.
ask for your corporate advice.
I will. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oo.